ARC 3.0 has taken the Peacekeeper's Titan build to a whole new level. I'm not a particularly aggressive player by any means, but this is the first time I felt confident going in with a hyper aggressive loadout onto medium to long range maps and absolutely dominating with it. Usually you'd be punished for being too aggressive in Destiny, but with this build it negates that completely. If you hate playing passively, this is absolutely the build for you. I'm using an SMG and shotgun here with this build, and my god, it's actually ridiculous how oppressive this loadout and build is. The build has tons of things going for it. Juggernaut, the new thrust dodge ability, insane mobility through either Peacekeepers or through speed boosted via being amplified, increased slide distance, max handling on both the weapons I'm using, and even more benefits which I'll outline in the video. The toolkit we have in ARC 3.0, as well as the new Crucible ARC SMG out of bounds, has just taken this build to stratospheric levels. In this video, we'll cover my ARC 3.0 build, my armor, my mods, the stat distribution I recommend, and the specific weapons I'm using that synergize with this ARC 3.0 build. Dim link is going to be in my Discord, and the link for that is in the comments or the description below. If you didn't know what Peacekeepers do, well, they provide a ton of benefits that you just can't guess by reading the exotic perk description. They passively grant 40 airborne effectiveness, so you can reliably gun down people mid-air aggressively. When your SMG is out, they also give, get ready for this, 50 mobility, 33% increased slide distance, 6.25% increased sprint speed, 100 handling, decreases the SMG ADS penalty from 25% to just 9%, and then when you stow away your SMG, it reloads it automatically in 1.3 seconds. This exotic is like Dune Marchers and Ophidians having a love child. It's amazing. Next, let's cover the ARC 3.0 build itself. I'm using the new thrust ability. Now, this dodge is very useful for this build. You'll find yourself in some sticky situations up close, so the insurance this dodge provides lets you get out of those bad situations. Then I'm using Catapult Lift and Seismic Strike for my melee. Seismic Strike is basically used as a movement ability here, but I will say that sometimes it can be used aggressively. With Knockout, it one-hit KOs, so it can make for some very interesting aggressive plays. Then we're using Lightning Grenade for great AoE control. For the aspects, we're using Knockout, which as I said before improves our melee for cleanups and one-hit KOs with Seismic Strike, and then it allows us to heal ourselves and become amplified on melee kills. And then we have Juggernaut. Now, Juggernaut, if you didn't already know, activates an overshield when sprinting for long enough while you have your class ability up. This shield has 50 health, but in a singular shot, it can take anything without disturbing your underlying health. And I mean anything, like a rocket, a Celestial Nighthawk golden gun shot, an Arbalest headshot, a sniper headshot. Basically, this is an ape's dream as it allows you to close the gap very effectively. Fragments wise, I have Spark of Feedback, which increases my melee damage when I take melee damage, very useful for melee battles up close, as well as giving me 10 resilience. Then we have Spark of Recharge to regenerate our million grenades faster, and finally we have Spark of Magnitude for longer lightning grenades. For that final spark, if you do have good enough armor, I will say Spark of Focus will be a better option here, so you can recharge your class ability when sprinting, meaning you can just be in the action for longer, as your dodge and your Juggernaut shield are just going to be up for longer. Let's move on to armor. Stat distribution wise, for your number one priority, you want 100 resilience here, as this lets you get your dodge, and more importantly, lets you keep your Juggernaut shield uptime up at maximum. Then you want 100 recovery, and then in number 3, you want to probably aim for 50 mobility, as with Peacekeepers and your SMG being out, the 50 mobility bonus from the exotic is actually going to help you reach the 100 mobility cap here, which allows you to strafe as fast as possible. Finally, then aim for Discipline, Strength, and Intellect in that order. Mods wise, I'm using Powerful Friends, Radiant Light, Quick Charge, and then High Energy Fire. As well as giving 20 mobility and 20 strength passively, these things allow us to become charged with light and access a 20% damage boost with High Energy Fire. Quick Charge means that if we get 2 rapid shotgun kills in this build, we're going to become charged with light and then have 20% more damage for our shotgun or SMG. It's a great little bonus that helps out from time to time. Moreover, Quick Charge passively provides 20 handling to shotguns and SMGs, both of which we'll be using here. It's not necessary for the SMG, as I said Peacekeepers gives 100 handling, but for the shotgun, it's very useful indeed. On my class item, I have double utility kickstart, which is just going to speed up my thrust cooldown even further, and therefore allow for greater juggernaut uptime. Then the rest of the mods, I'm running shotgun and SMG targeting, SMG dexterity, and SMG unflinching aim. Now weapon wise, the SMG I'm using is very important. It's the new Crucible SMG Out of Bounds, and you've probably already heard from several other content creators that this gun absolutely shreds. It's probably one of the best SMGs in the game currently, and it's also arc, which means it just synergizes insanely well with this build. 2 quick kills with this SMG and you're now amplified, allowing you to access speed booster, greater slide, and maximum sprint speed, so you can just keep this running gun playstyle going. Its origin trait also is a dream for SMG users. Omolon Fluid Dynamics gives it 20 more stability when you first start with it, and then this synergizes extremely well with something like Dynamic Sway Reduction, which gives more stability the deeper into a fight you go. Basically, you just have increased stability throughout the entire fight with the combination of those 2 perks. The origin trait also allows you to use full bore even on controller and not feel the stability penalty too much. I mentioned column 1 having DSR, but it also has other great perks like moving target, perpetual motion, tunnel vision, and then column 2, the role I have, has well-rounded, whereby I receive 10 handling, stability, and range per stack when using my grenade or melee or super. There are equal or better options for column 2 like kill clip, rangefinder, harmony, fragile focus, and so on. The SMG just has tons of great role combinations, and it drops very frequently from Crucible games, so it won't be long till you have a viable or very good role. With rangefinder, this thing has very similar range to something like a multi-mark, so honestly, I found this SMG to be the best to pair with this build. For my kinetic weapon, a crafted Ragnhild with enhanced perpetual motion and enhanced elemental capacitor is going to allow us with quick charge to reach 100 handling on this shotgun. The build relies on hot swapping between your SMG and your shotgun quickly depending on what range or situation you're in. So Ragnhild with that enhanced E-cap, which is going to provide 25 handling when on Arc 3.0, it just paired so well with this build. So there you have it guys, my Arc 3.0 Peacekeepers build with Out of Bounds and Ragnhild. You need to try this out ASAP. As someone who isn't a shotgun main, this build let me play aggressively in a very effective manner, something I otherwise would struggle with. If you enjoyed what I talked about today, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Destiny builds, both PvP and PvE. I'm Mr. Ronit, and that's it for today. Peace out guys.